Before I showed this clip, I just wanted to post up my stats real fast so you can take a look at that. Here are some of my basic setups that I use, and I mainly use the long barrel. If you notice on a lot of my classes, I just started using the VMP actually, but in this video, I'm basically talking about where you should place your crosshairs and how to improve your movement skills. And when you're moving around the map, a lot of people don't notice they might have their crosshairs too far down, too far up, too far to the left or right, and you're losing a lot of time. So let's say you're too far to the left or too far down, then you're losing about 0.05 seconds to about 0.1 seconds, and that's a bullet or two to 3 or 4 bullets, and that can win you the gunfight or lose you the gunfight. So that's what you got to be looking for. And a lot of people, like, what I look for in accuracy is typically I look for return. So like what I'm looking for is how many bullets they're releasing out their gun and how fast they're bringing their gun back to continue on or move on to the next kill. So like, let's say I'm watching a pro. A lot of pros, they overshoot, and it doesn't make sense to me because they have ridiculous internet like compared to us. And also it's like a fight. Let's say you're in a fight and you overextend a punch, you got to really factor in how fast is it going to take for you to recover that punch, bring that punch back. And it's the same in the game, it's the same in a lot of sports. And when you're, let me hop back onto the crosshairs and movements. When you're in the right place and moving in the right place, you can release your gun out and bring it back instantly. So it saves you a lot of time in the future, and it helps with your accuracy drastically. Like, whenever I'm playing with someone new or I'm watching a new team or a sport or anything, what I'm watching for is a lot of movement. So in the game, let's say in the game, what I'm looking for is how somebody maneuvers and where they place their crosshairs. So let's say I got a friend and he's like, oh, yo, check me out, this and that. And I'm like, dang, you're pretty good. You're placing your crosshairs in the right spot. Like, for an example, Nightwing, when I first met him, I was like, dude, I've never met nobody who placed their crosshairs in good spots. So, like, or the way they maneuver or the way they're processing each section, which I'm going to go through in this video as well, like the way you cover each section while you're moving, because that has a lot to do with movements and where you place your crosshairs. So this is me flowing around a particular part of Combine, and if you notice, I'm securing myself while I'm pushing, and this is somewhat how you should look while you're flowing through certain parts of the map. And sometimes on certain parts of the map you just gotta go, you gotta take risks, and this should definitely improve and help your accuracy and aiming. So here's a clip of me showing what sequence you should be doing, like as if you're playing an instrument, and what you should be doing in sequence. You should be turning, aiming, then shooting. So like, I'm going to show you an example up here. So let's say that's a target right there. You turn, aim, then shoot. And it helps. If you ever watch a lot of pros, they do this. They turn, aim, then shoot. They don't just turn, shoot while they're aiming. They do it like it's a quick sequence, and I'm going to show you in slow motion of me doing it in a match. And I do it all the time. So let's say I'm trying to aim at that for an example. Bam. I'm turning, aiming, then shooting. I'm doing a lot of this in slow motion because there's no assist aim on these objects. So like if you're in certain spots, you turn aim, then shoot. So this is gonna further help your accuracy, because a lot of people, when they're showing videos like this, they're just doing it so fast, and they're not showing it in slow motion, like in slow. Like, so if you're going slow and then turning, aiming, and shooting, that's that helps you out drastically. This is probably the first thing from when I first started in Black Ops that helped me insane. I just did it naturally. It all came natural to me, and I thought about it in a lot of different ways. So turning, aiming, and shooting is key. Here's a example of me placing my crosshairs in a proper spot while someone's head glitching, and I'm challenging the head glitch basically. I didn't know he was there, of course, but I pull off the kill. Here's an example of me turning, then aiming, then shooting, and the first kill I get, I'm not necessarily turning, aiming, and shooting. I've already placed my crosshairs on the proper spots. This is a match I just played, literally. And on that second kill, if you notice how I turned, aim, then shot, like in a quick, very, very quick sequence. And if you noticed, I was paying attention to where my teammates were on radar. That's why I turned that way. A lot of people have been like, oh, he saw through the wall or something. And no, it's just I judged where my teammates were at while I was killing that first initial guy. And here I'm going to slow it down for you to show you how I first aim, turn, aim, then shoot. And if I didn't have enough return, I wouldn't have been able to initially get this second kill. These are examples of what I'm talking about. I do it all the time. And if you notice, when I turned, I placed my crosshairs in a nice position. I didn't expect him to be there. I mean, if he was a little bit to the right, he possibly could have won that gunfight rather than camping. I'm going to let the rest of this gameplay play out. I'm going to commentate while it's playing. And one key thing that I really kind of missed, which it's a thing you're naturally going to do, is anticipating where they're going to be, like while you're aiming out. Like, let's say they're running by you. You want to catch them in that sweet spot. You want to aim out as where they're going to be. That's like as if you are a quarterback throwing to a receiver. You want to throw it to where they're going to be. You don't want to throw it behind them. And a lot of people, when they go to aim out, they're aiming out behind, then they got to catch up. And you want to catch them in that sweet spot. And that spot, once you get that spot down, like, I practice a lot of bots. Bots, they tend to not have that great of a sweet spot because they'll stop as they see you or something. And if you're playing face to face, you don't really have to worry about that sweet spot. Like, if it's a face to face gunfight, and typically you almost don't even have to touch your right analog with the face to face gunfight if you're doing the basics, like the proper movements and placing your crosshairs in the proper spots. And that's a very key thing. And if you notice, a few times in this video I pre-fire certain spots. Not much, I think twice. But when I'm playing competitive, where they have a lot better gun skills, I tend to pre-fire a lot of spots, like in hardpoint or uplink or cap. I'll pre-fire certain spots. And in pre-firing that skill, which that'll be another video again, but I'm just throwing it in this video while this gameplay is going. And when you're pre-firing, you have to have enough reaction to know when and when not to. It's really like you're pre-aiming rather than pre-firing. Like, you're pre-aiming, then you're reacting instantly. But back on this, I'm a wild style player because I have a lot of confidence in my reaction and gun skills. If, like I said previously, if you're not that confident, you could slow down the pace of your game while still rushing. Like, my friend Nightwing, he plays a lot like pros. Pros, they play contained while rush, and they do a real good job at it. And it's really almost unnoticeable how slow they're actually playing. Like, my game pace is very, very quick. It looks I'm at the max that I can do. I can literally run and miss corners and do improper crosshair movements, which I do quite often. And yeah, that's when I'm having dumb fun. Like, I just want to act stupid and have fun, but it's there's a lot more to it than what a lot of people think, and there's anticipating and placing the crosshairs exactly where you need them while aiming out. So I kind of covered a lot of the basics of what I want to put out there. I might, let's say the next video I make, I might add on something that caters a lot to this video. So really try to stay in tune with what I'm talking about and what's going on. And I switched up guns here. I got the VMP. I didn't do so great. When there's that little minor lag, the VMP is not a great gun for me. I mean, I'm so used to the Weevil just because I'm used to putting extra bullets in people. This game was actually okay internet. Right there I did horrible. But here's just so y'all know what's going on about my future videos. I'm gonna be posting a video on tricks, like how to trick your opponent to making him think you're this way and then that way. I get about 3 to 4 kills a game that every match on doing stuff like that. And then I'm gonna also make a video on how to improve your reaction, how to anticipate, like I said in this video earlier, how you anticipate where somebody's going to be, or do like a 50-50 judgment call, like, we're playing hard point, I eliminated that place, let me just pre-fire this corner. And a lot of stuff like that. Like, if you ever see me playing competitive or LAN, because I'm gonna start doing LAN tournaments, and with those LAN tournaments, they're gonna be in Florida, because I live in Florida, and I would like for it to grow and go into other states. And the good thing about Florida is I live here. To me it's the best, but there's not much going on in Florida. Like, there's not many competition, not much gaming stuff going on. Like, yeah, they have the big MLG here, big tournament, but there's not many competitive things going on. Like, there's no signs or anything up around here, or I mean, there's probably a few things going in Miami, but my goal is to show MLG, Next Level Gaming, and probably give them some competition, because right now there's no competition with them, and there's, like, for people like me and a lot of these other kids here, there's no chance of them to go pro. So I'm trying to give them that opportunity, because I believe there's a lot more talent out there, such as Optic and FaZe and all them. I believe they need more competition and to be more challenged, because I watch a lot of other teams that aren't in the top 10, and woof. And I don't watch that much pro gaming, but that's it for this video. Peace out. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.